But that leads me, is what I was going to say. Would you like to just go ahead, since we're talking about this subject? Just a couple of thoughts I have on their new Las Vegas residency in Arlington. Is that what we're going to call it?
Well, it's a residency in Arlington, Texas at the Esports Arena, I believe is the name.
Now, yeah, that's another thing. It's a airplane hangar. Either that or they store giant industrial HVAC systems in this building. How is this an arena? I thought when they said it was like a 2,500 seat arena or esports arena, they've built a small arena for mid-sized or smaller events that draw a couple thousand people. That's a brilliant idea today. If you're trying to do something that draw a steady crowd of a couple thousand people, you don't have a lot of place to choose from, right? It's not it's the same thing as Ring of Honor did in 15 years ago, and all the indies do. It's a big empty room with seats on the floor. I don't call that an arena. Do you see what? There are no bleachers. There are no stands. There are no goddamn risers. There's big empty fucking walls. Do you see what I'm saying to you here?
It reminds me of Ring of Honor and the ECW Arena on HDNet.
Yes. And that was the biggest thing with trying to find places to do television that looked like an arena instead of an indie show, which is in a big empty building, and they wheel fucking, or they wheel, they
Who do they wheel?
Well, they wheel dollies of seats in and just set up chairs on the floor is what I'm trying to say. They don't have stands. It's not an arena setting. And it's so hard to shoot for television because, except for that floating jib shot where they're panning the crowd from above because all the crowd is on the floor. But you can't stay, on that shot all the time or shoot all the wrestling from above, which would be very disorienting. So when they've got a level shot, you've got a blank wall in the back of you, no matter what you're doing. And
at least they can shoot both sides of the arena now.
Well, but they still, the stage is across and the screen is across one end. So instead of 4 sides, you've now got 3 sides, and they don't have a lot of background on the one side there where the jib is flying by under it. So we don't know. But the point is, it's going to make that hard to look good if they've only got 500 or 600 people in there, because they've set the precedent now where they've got all those people on the floor and it looked pretty good on those sides. But the advances, because they're going to be there, a dozen times in the next 2 months?
I mean, at least. I'm wondering if it's more than that, because aren't they going to add Ring of Honor stuff too, or is that on top of the addition?
Well, I think, between Ring of Honor and AEW, they're going to, so, but you see what, it was well lit. It was the great lighting, the colors pop, except for the black walls all around them. And, that's it. So it kind of.
Tony was a big fan of Global in 1993 when the Sportatorium was empty and it was just giant walls everywhere.
But that's the thing. Instead of having a look where. Well, you've seen some of the Smoky Mountain shows, the Bluegrass Brawl we did in Pikeville, where you could legitimately had 2,000 people in an arena-like setting, a basketball gym, or, the Territory Days footage of anywhere like that. You can make that look like an arena and the excitement is there and you can see all those people. But here you've got a choice of either seeing the people or seeing the wrestling. And so it looks kind of like a smaller version of the bigger arenas that they've been running with 3,000 people in it. Now they're running a smaller arena, but it's only got 1,000 people. You can't see most of them.
I'm willing to give that part a little bit of a chance, even though I don't disagree with anything you're saying, just because I'm happy it's a different look than Dynamite.
But why not? If they're gonna, he has $100 million a year talent budget. I guarantee you, if he went in there to this place and said, look, we're renting you this X amount of times, but what we're going to do is we're also going to spend money. We're going to have some customizable, roll-away, collapsible bleachers brought in here. And we're gonna across from our hard camera, we're gonna have those people going all the way up to the ceiling. All the way up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna spend $5,000 at a goddamn local printing place and have giant fucking banners to hang on the sides of those to soften up those black corners. And then do the same thing you're doing with the arenas. If there's nobody on the behind the hard camera side, at least we won't know at home, and make you a bowl. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing you're saying. Do you think it's actually, if you were a promoter, if you were Tony, is that a good investment, not even just for here, just to have it? Your own customized rollaway bleachers that you could go into other smaller rooms with and do something that looks like you.
Yes, and it depends on the size of the promotion. The reason why we in Ohio Valley Wrestling created our own arena from a warehouse, but we customized it and it became an arena. That's what the size we could fill up. It could look good on television, blah, blah, blah. And then you paint everything black you don't want people to see, but you don't want the predominant fucking background of your show to be black. And so you have to have people raised. If you don't run shows that draw enough people or have a need to look fabulous on television, that's a really expensive proposition that many promotions wouldn't make sense for them. But explain to me how the goddamn, don't fucking spend $13 million and 47 cents on Mercedes Moon or whatever and get you a set of fucking $50,000 bleachers that'll hold 750 people. Jesus Christ, I don't know. I haven't priced bleachers these days. But you see what, in relation, if you're going to do something like this, customize the fucking building. Elsewise, you are literally shooting TV in an airplane hangar with a nice entrance.